something I've been like avoiding for a long time. Sure, I want to do this? What do you guys think? Kid. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I am. I think I'm ready. Am I ready? How do I know if I'm ready? Do you just feel it? Oh my goodness. That's right. I can totally do this. I'm gonna do this. Let's do this. Hi guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and being a part of my journey and supporting me. I really do appreciate it. This is something, this entire video itself, as you can tell by the title, is very, very personal, obviously. Very, very personal. And it's something that I have been ignoring, avoiding, doing everything in my power to not think about. Oh my goodness, yes. So a little bit of a backstory. I'm going to give you a backstory before I start the letter. So growing up, my mother always made it a point to explain to me that I was hers and emphasized all the time that that was exactly as she had planned it. She wanted me all to herself with very little outside influence. The decisions she made about me as a parent were hers and hers alone. There was nobody else to ask. She made all the decisions, and that's exactly the way she wanted it. She never had to compromise, and that's how she always explained to me that's exactly the way she wanted it. That's exactly how she wanted to parent. Anyways, she decided when I was 18 and had graduated high school that at that time that I would be mature enough to decide if I wanted a relationship with my father for myself. So, back in 2004, she decided to Google him. She looked him up and found his email and emailed him. Excuse me. He responded shortly after. I don't remember exactly how long. It's been a while. And she relayed his response to me and let me decide if I wanted to email him. At this time, emailing was still very, very new. There was only so many people who even had an email address. There was limited amount of people who even had a computer, let alone an email address. So emailing, the concept of emailing seemed so impersonal to me, which I guess now that I look at it was a good thing, because it saved me from getting my heart shattered at the time. Anyway, long story short, I emailed him and we both sent back and forth a total of like 3 to 4 emails before they just stopped. And I can't remember if he never responded to one of my emails or if I never responded to one of his emails. Either way, he just stopped emailing me. At the time, I was kind of relieved because I was talking to a stranger. I didn't know him. I kind of felt like I had to force myself to try to get to know him because I had lived my whole life without him, and my mom always made it seem like we were better off without him. So I was kind of relieved when he just stopped emailing me, but I always figured, he'll probably email me again in a couple of months or, at the end of the year to catch up. So we'll probably end up talking later, is what I figured. 13 years later, I'm not even sure if he's still alive. So yeah, it's been 13 years since his and my correspondence. So this is my letter. This is my open letter to my estranged father. Okay, here we go. Calling you my father is awkward and it feels weird. This fly. You are not mine. You are not my father. I am not yours. I am not your daughter. We don't and have never belonged to each other. I realized this at a very young age. I belonged to my mother and no one else. She made that perfectly clear. But for the last 13 years, you have made it perfectly clear that I'm not yours. And everything about me has nothing to do with you. And I thank God for that. I am different than you. I care. I love. I'm going to be completely honest. You hurt me. I have for a long time, I have ignored, avoided, and completely drowned my feelings of disappointment, anger, abandonment, unworthiness, and rejection from you after our email correspondence 13 years ago. In today's day and age, with all the technical advances and social media outlets, and the fact that you went to college for a computer, whatever the fuck, you could have easily looked me up this entire time and check on me, see how I'm doing, see if I'm still alive. This tells me you have some emotions and feelings you need to confront. Me making this video is me slowly confronting mine. Very, very slowly. But this video also gives you the opportunity to confront your feelings and emotions about the situation. So you have a decision to make, and a very, very important one. Life is confusing sometimes, I get it. But it doesn't last forever. You create your own reality. So my question is, what are you creating? Getting these emotions off my chest already makes me feel lighter. Admitting that you hurt me and it is okay to feel rejected and abandoned by someone who should love you unconditionally and want to know you and be involved in your life. It is okay to say, my father chooses to not be in my life. For whatever reason, it is the truth. You made that decision 13 years ago, and you have stuck to it all these years. That is dedication. But what are you dedicated to? Embarrassment, shame, failure, disappointment, because those are all the things you are for me. To be completely honest, I think you are a coward. A scared little boy. I think you are scared of the truth and knowing that you abandoned me. At a time you could have easily explained what was going on. I was an adult. I was 18 years old. You could have just explained to me what was happening instead of just never, ever talking to me again. I was an adult. I was 18. That's why my mom waited until I got to 18 to reconnect with you. I think you tell yourself you are a good guy. And avoiding me in this situation helps you keep that lie going. You're not a good guy. You tell yourself a story that you aren't missing out, or maybe you really don't care. Either way, my point is, you need to grow up. You never gave me any kind of closure. If you don't want to be in my life, you could have just told me. Instead, you just stopped responding to emails like a coward. You never gave an explanation, reason, or even a freaking excuse. You just disappeared. But You're really, really good at that, aren't you? This video is me not being okay with your immature, disappointing, and idiotic behavior. I'm calling you out. It's about time I freaking did. Because you have to be an idiot to not want to be in my life. I want everyone to know that my father is an idiot. My father is a stranger, and my father is the biggest disappointment in my life. Because it has continued. You could have gone in contact with me so many times, and regardless of whether you watch this or not, I feel better because I'm making it known that I'm not okay with your immature behavior that continues every single day. So in conclusion, you have a very important decision to make. There's 3 choices. 1, you can grow up and be in your grandchildren's lives. 2, you can grow up and admit you want nothing to do with me and at least give me that kind of closure that you don't want to be in my life. Or 3, you can continue doing nothing like you are doing now, which won't help you and it won't help me. And you'll die without me ever knowing. So yeah, this is my open letter to my estranged father. Regardless of whether or not he watches this, doesn't really matter, and I don't want to include his name in this video for privacy purposes, although a small part of me does want to say his name so that his family and friends know how much of a disappointment he is to me, and how much of a disappointment he is to my mother, who is now deceased, and how much of a disappointment he is to his grandchildren, who he doesn't know exist, he doesn't even know they exist. So yes, this was a therapy session for me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this inspires you to maybe confront some feelings that you've been ignoring or avoiding or putting on the back burner and pretending like they're not there. I hope this video encourages you and gives you the strength to confront those feelings, to confront the people who create those feelings, and maybe give yourself some space to heal, because once you clear out those emotions, you will begin to feel so much better. I already feel better, and I don't even know if he's even going to ever watch this, but knowing that this information is out there and that people know that I'm not okay, and that I'm not okay with not having a father, and that I do feel abandoned and disappointed and rejected. And I admitted that, not only to myself, but to everybody who watches this video. And that in itself is freeing. It makes me feel so free and open and honest and vulnerable and real. I'm a real person with real feelings and real emotions. And my father, who was never in my life, disappointed me. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this inspires somebody out there. I hope this video helps somebody maybe move past some feelings from their father, or maybe gave them the inspiration to make something like this. Maybe write a letter and send it to them. So again, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Be well, be happy, continue healing, stay blessed, friends. Bye.